Good morning, good morning, good morning. Another wonderful morning here in Pretoria. And welcome to all the viewers and welcome to our co-hosts and our really special guests. Today, we're going to be talking about something that happened about a week ago here in South Africa, in the Limpopo province, Kruger National Park. And it was something that's it's been a disaster. And we're going to be looking into that. There are two people that we've asked to come onto the show today, and they're going to be talking about their experience that they had at their home and at their lodge that they have, where they basically have international tourists coming into South Africa. It's a great place to go, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. But before we do that, let's just talk about what we do. We're Vision 2026 this year. We are here to share people's experiences, their wisdom, and their insights. And today we're going to be looking at how to overcome disaster when it takes place. So welcome to the show, and welcome to the co-hosts, and Tanya, Brenda, and Barbara. Great to have you here today. Let's just quickly go around the room and just ask our co-hosts to introduce themselves, and we're going to start with Mana.
Yeah, well, good morning, everybody. I don't really want to talk about myself this morning. I want to share my friends' hardship they went through during the last week. But in short, I'm Marna. I own a company, InScorp Insurance Brokers, and we've been running the business since 2017. We do short-term insurance. We take care of your assets while you do your business. So in short, that's me. And I'm looking forward to share your story this morning.
Fantastic. Thanks, Marna. Welcome to the show. Let's go to Wilhelm. Wilhelm's down in the Cape this morning, enjoying Stellenbosch.
Yes, thank you, David. Thank you for this great opportunity to be on the show again, and thank you for all the people. I can't wait to hear this, although it's a tough story that we are going to hear. I think it's important to hear this. Well, what I do, I help companies identify whether their culture, leadership, and energy systems are ready for growth before growth exposes costly weaknesses. So I'm all in energy. Whatever you do, it must give you the energy, not drain your energy. So energy is everything, and that's what I try to tell people. Thank you very much, and I can't wait to hear the story.
Thank you, Wilhelm. Let's go to Russell.
Morning, everyone. Russell Fagan. I think it's difficult to even, like Mana said, even talk about who we are and what we do and so on. I'm sitting in my home, no damage, rain damage, flood damage, stuff like that. So doesn't put us in a space where we can actually talk about ourselves. So what I want to say is that the one thing that the human nature has shown us is how tenacious we are as people. I think our planet has seen so much hardship and so much war and flooding and disastrous things, earthquakes and so on. And somehow we as humans just still come out on top. And I want to encourage that this morning for you guys, and just know that there's going to come a time when you'll look back and you'll go, wow, I don't know how, but we made it through. So I can't say I'm looking forward to hearing your story, because it's a sad story, but it's something we need to hear so that we can be thankful for the little bit that we've got. So yeah, I'm a sales specialist, but I don't feel much like sales today. So yeah, all ears to hear your story.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, David. Once again, great to be on board, and sure, shocking, quite shocking, really, to see those pictures. I am a life and business coach. I do counseling, mentoring, and I really love to call myself your personal locksmith, simply because I love to unlock the potential inside of people. And for Tanya and Brenda, and for Barbara and the families, I really trust that God will unlock potential for you in this time period, and that He will do things way beyond your imagination to take you from this position to far greater positions than what you were beforehand, and we truly pray for that. So bless you, ladies, as you go through this. We pray for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Marna is from Phalaborwa, and so I'm going to ask Marna just to introduce our guests.
Okay, I haven't really prepared for this, but I would like to say to you ladies, very brave to be here today. I know when we spoke to you during the week that you were very hesitant, and the trauma that you have endured is something we cannot even imagine. So they're from our hometown. I grew up there. Barbara and I have been in the class of 84. And she's been my pillar for the last decade. Whenever I go through a bad spot, she's there for me. So I'm giving back. I know Brenda is most part family, I can say. And they have grown their business over the past 30 years. And to wake up and be lifted by a helicopter, and there's nothing of what you worked for so many years. I want to say thank you for sharing your heartfelt story with us today. And I know it's difficult, but we are here with you. And let's hear how this unfolds today. And maybe, all we need is a mustard seed of faith. That's all we need. So let's do this.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marna. Thanks for that. I'm going to hand over to Tanya and her mom, and they're going to tell us the story of what happened. And I've got slides. I'm going to share those slides now, and I'm going to let you actually just tell me to go to the next slide, and we'll go for it. Over to you, Tanya.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having us here this morning to share our story. You can just bear with us. It is still very raw and emotional, and so I'm going to try and do my best. So, Kambaku 2 Boat Safaris and Lodge started in 1996 with Leon du Plessis and Brenda du Plessis. It's my father and mother. We had, it's 22 rooms. We had a full restaurant. We were doing river safaris on the Olifants River and bush braais, game drives. And we even had a local, we called it a T-bone special on every Wednesday, where all the people from Phalaborwa, the locals, came to bring their families and to have a nice braai there with us. People all over South Africa came there to experience the wildlife. And they grew this place day by day for 30 years. And today there's nothing left. If you see there's a picture of the place. It was on the 15th of January last week, Wednesday, where it all started. Actually, the Tuesday with the raining, the whole province experienced, the water already rose. There's a photo of it. It was coming higher. But everything was still under control on that Tuesday. I couldn't get to work at that stage because of the roads that was already blocked, and the bridge that we used, the Salate Bridge, has already begun to be in flood. So I was just communicating with my parents at that stage. That was the Tuesday. To hear, are they still fine? Is everything okay? and they were saying they're okay. But eventually the Wi-Fi went off. So they had to walk on the lot places to communicate with me. But any case, so the Wednesday morning came, and I'm going to hand over to Brenda. She's the one that experienced it firsthand. She can tell you a bit more of what happened that Wednesday. It started the Wednesday afternoon. Right. And yeah, then we can carry on.
Morning, everybody. I'm going to try my best because this is hard for me to talk. I actually didn't want to do this interview. Yeah, that night, about 6 o'clock, Leon said to me, we must be wake up because the water keeps on rising and rising. So 7 o'clock, he went down to Lepele Water Board to ask them to open the sluices because the water, we're busy flooding. And she said she did open the gates the best she could, but there was only 8 gates of the 22 sluices open. So we came back and he said to me, we must get out. I took myself, my 2 dogs, my mom, and our guest from Ireland, Kim. We went into Leon's bakkie and we tried to escape on the back way through the bush where we didn't have access because that's actually another story. The mine closed the roads and we've asked them on previous occasions, just open the road so that we can have access if anything happens. So we were trying to get out that way, but we got stuck. And that's where Leon said, we must get out now because the water's coming very fast. So we went out the vehicle, left the vehicle there, abandoned. We walked through the water back to our workshop at the back where was a bit higher ground. We didn't even sit there for 10 minutes. And Leon said, we must get up. The water's coming in. We're not going to make it if we don't try to get up. So we walked. Yeah, that's actually when in the car, I phoned my daughter and asked for help. God's grace was there with us. And I was using Kim's phone to phone Tanya and said, please get help, we're flooding. And the signal cut totally. So we walked through the water back to the lodge and trying to get up to the mine dump just to get safe ground, which we did with all the staff. And we were sitting there for about 2 hours in the rain. And Tanya managed to get a hold of Deirdre. I'm going to carry on from there. So it was about 9 o'clock when my phone rang. And I just heard my mother said, Tanya, we are flooding, send help. I managed to get hold of Deirdre Carter. She's part of AfriForum. And a miracle, that lady helped me so much. She was doing phone calls, getting approval from Generaal Skeper. She got in contact with the Air Force from Hoedspruit. And the pilot, Stefan King, phoned me to say, Tanya, the weather conditions in Hoedspruit is very bad. He's got approval. And I don't have to worry. He will go and save my parents. I was devastated. I didn't think I would see them again. I couldn't speak to them because there was no signal where they were. I couldn't hear if they are still okay. And it was a duration of 3 hours because from when I made the call to Deirdre, the first airlift was 12:15 the Thursday morning. So the first people that got out there was my mother, my grandmother of 72 years old, that also had a knee operation in December. And Kim, that is the guest from Ireland that was staying with my parents there at the lodge. So they airlifted, it was 18 people in total, 3 by 3, and they brought them to safe grounds by the Salati Bridge just on the other side, the town side, where 3 vehicles were waiting there for them to transport them to town. That was another 10 kilometers that they had to go through gravel, mud and rain and wind, cold. But I was so thankful when I got that call from Deirdre to say, Tanya, your parents are safe. On the other side, they will see you soon. So I met them at, it was in Paula Park in town. There was like a community hall where the CPF from Phalaborwa was waiting with the ambulance and with blankets and towels. I was just so thankful for the safety of all the staff that was there, and my parents and my grandmother, and even the 2 dogs. It's still unreal. Yeah, so today it's a week later, and they are facing challenges every single day. That was not just a business that they were running for 30 years. It was their family home. It was their safe place. And today they have nothing. At the moment, Leon du Plessis, he managed to get a back road there with people from our community that is assisting him. But we ourselves couldn't. There's no road there to the lodge, so we couldn't get there by ourselves. My father is there at the moment, trying just to see what he can save, but it's still very unclear to them. The roads need to dry first, and that bridge, I know they are busy fixing it, or in the process of trying to fix it. But yeah, the loss is extremely big. It's devastating. Everything is destroyed. So I've managed to create it's a back-a-body account for them, because at the moment they are not getting any income. We got an angel that was sent on our way that got them a house in town where they could stay for this duration of time.
But obviously it's the it's funds just to help them get through for food. My grandmother, they were looking after my grandmother. She's not healthy. Just to be able to pay her medical aid. So yeah, the struggle is real. And one thing I've learned during this time, I've realized and I wished that I was more thankful in times for what I had. We should be thankful because everything can change in seconds.
Sure.
And I also want to take this opportunity just to say thank you out there for everyone that already made a donation to the BackaBuddy account. Big or small, I have no words to describe how much it means just to be able to give my parents that little bit of hope and security. I thank you so very much.
Sure. Tanya, thank you so much for sharing that story. It's, you know, it's the resilience, and it's just amazing, you know, the fact that you were able to survive the whole process and get through it. I've got some videos here that I'd like to share of what the devastation looks like. If you'd like to watch this, give me a second. Sure. Tanya, when was that video actually taken?
That the following morning, that Thursday morning,
Sure.
we had someone, I don't even know who was the pilot.
Jerry, that's doing game counting.
My mom is saying that his name is Jerry. He also does game counting. He flew past and he took the video for my father.
Sure, sure. And obviously your dad can't get there right now. So, or has he been able to get to the actual lodge itself?
Yeah. He was there yesterday and he went there today. But like I mentioned, it's through a back road somewhere through
To get there.
is it Griekie om? Who is it om?
Yeah, one of the neighbours' farms.
Sure.
So you first had to go out of town and then a back road through the bush.
But he also got stuck
Yesterday.
and he only got home last night. What was it? 9 o'clock. Yeah. So it's also a challenge. It's still a challenge. It's not easy to get there. But hopefully the roads will get dry and then we can we can go and see what is the next step forward, because we currently don't know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's go to Barbara. Barbara's also in Phalaborwa, and they don't live next to a river, as I understand. They live next to a little sloot, little spruit, and they also had devastation that took place. Barbara, would you like to tell us your story?
Yes, it's difficult to believe. The world see Phalaborwa as a drought-stricken little town. We've got like 300 to 700 millimeters of rain a year. We had 1,000 millimeters in 5 days. And you know, if you've owned a little bit of property, the first thing you do is you build a dam. For when it's drought, the animals will have water. So what did all the people upstream did? They built dams. There's no way that a dam in Limpopo can handle 1,000 millimeters of rain. So when the first wall broke, then the second one broke, and then the third one broke. And we here at the bottom it was like when Wednesday, late afternoon, when we heard the crashes of the fences coming down, and the dogs were barking. We've got 15 rescue dogs. I ran with them to the upper, took them out of the enclosure, ran with them to the upper shed and closed the shed. And when I ran down to the house, I was about 100 meters from the house when I heard this massive roaring sound like a big aeroplane. And when I looked behind me, the sea was coming. And I had like 5 or 6 or 7 seconds to get to the nearest tree. And climbing the tree, it was a little frangipani, not even a strong tree. Seeing all the fences coming down, don't know what's happening to all the animals. My husband and the 5 or 6 dogs that was in the house were totally flooded, chest high. And I was there for like 2 or 3 hours. Then I saw my right foot first and then my left foot. And when the water was about, and then I climbed down, and when the water was about by my wrist, my hips, I started to go from tree to tree to the back of the house. And it's a double door, our back door. And when I look out the door, it was terrible. It was just terrible. Dogs on all the tables. Then they fall off. My husband tried to pick them up. The blue dikers tried to fend for themselves and thought they will be safe in the house. A mom and a baby. Wessel got the mom and put her on a chair. The baby drowned. The 3 roaming mongooses also went into the house. The male is very old. He's like 12 or 13 years old. He couldn't get up high enough. And they drowned. The little females. It's okay. So now there's no fences. So we have to make shift fences. There's a massive crocodile in a little bit of dam that's left. The rescue zebra and donkey. And the other donkeys I had to put in a small camp with a warthog next to the dogs. The dogs don't know the warthog. The warthog don't know the dogs. So if the warthog gets through that fence, 15 dogs will be full of stitches. And there's no way anybody can reach us. There's no road towards us. We have to get people to walk through 2 rivers to come to us to give like dog food. Yesterday, a, 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 a minister, Gustav or somebody, sent with a Polaris vehicle dog food, and we had to carry it in bags through the river. So it's just there's just no light in the tunnel because we're so isolated. We had boreholes. We tried to be independent, so we've got solar system, batteries and inverters at the power plant, and that all flooded. This. So that was Wednesday night, the first flood. The second flood, after I've swept everything, most of the water outside the house, about 1 o'clock, the next flood came, and it was again like 2 or 3 minutes. Chest high, and I said to my husband, we can't drown in the house. Let's take our chances. We swam with the dogs from our front door to the front gate, putting them in the small little Mahindra Jeep. Sitting there praying for hours. And my husband said he's going to try and take on the stream and go see if he can get the front end loader to just take the Mahindra a little bit higher. And after about an hour, he came back swimming and said, the battery is flat. And I asked him to move the Mahindra float. Or are we going to drown here? Yeah, so by about 4:30, it was the water went down, and it was like just below our knees, and we got all the animals, all the dogs inside the flat. The flat was not so flooded. But, and then Thursday morning, we tried to put up fences. Not even fix them, just push them back again so that the dogs can get out of the shade. And the animals that we can see will be safe. But this is now what they think. Our body is at the other side of the slope because we did expect a run. But we didn't expect this.
Sure. Wow, Barbara, that's, yeah, my heart goes out to you and Tanya and Belinda. Yeah. Mona, would you like to say something?
I've got a big throb in my throat. You know, when you listen to people you know, I've known Barbara since grade 1, and you listen to what she's gone through. Yesterday when we spoke, you know, when it happens in America and overseas, you kind of have an oversight of what is actually happening. But when this happens to somebody you know, who you love, and who you have so much respect for, I don't have words. I want to talk about the animals, Barbara. I know I was actually looking at a photograph. I sent it to David. Maybe you can put it on the screen. I visited Barbara a couple of years ago, and the mongoose that you were talking about, I'm actually holding it here, and it's really sad. And to think that how much you do for these animals, and I think you've got about 74 animals that you're taking care of, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's from a blind monkey to a vlakvark, to a zebra, to donkeys, nyalas, and also I think this is not the first trauma you endured. Barbara, a couple of years ago, was attacked by one of the nyalas that she saved. And then Vessel came to help her, and he was attacked as well. So they barely escaped with their lives. And I can just imagine the second trauma. And you just kept on saving animals through all the years. I can't even imagine what you've gone through. I mean, so helpless. You can't take them. Where do you take them, and what do you do? I don't have words.
That's the thing, feeling so helpless. Feeling so helpless and not seeing a light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm sure there is going to be a light. I have faith, Master Seed, faith that through this, through you ladies sharing bravely your stories, and it's very brave. I mean, the trauma is very raw in your mind still. It can't be easy, and I believe there's light in the tunnel always. That's what you taught me, Barbara.
Maybe when the sun will shine, because there was no sun. Since last week, the first day we greeted the sun and we never saw him again.
Barbara, is the place still, obviously you still can't get to your bakkie that's on the other side of the sloot, you said, and is it still flooded, or is it just mud
No,
now?
the bakkie is fine. The bakkie is fine. It's at the other side of the sloot. So when the meter of water under the ground is a little bit drier, we will be able to get out, but we'll still have to go through a river to get to the bakkie.
Can I also just mention? I think Barbara said to me on Friday. Am I right? They've sent the police sent a helicopter to uplift you guys. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Friday morning, the dogs were still in the shed because it was just me and my husband and one gardener. We were trying to still just pick up the fences so that the 10, 12 dogs can get out of the shed. And then the police helicopter landed and he said, evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. And I said, but we can't. There's 74 animals. How do we do it? And he said, you can't think about the animals now. It's about lives. You have to evacuate. There's another storm coming. And I just said to him, there's no way. So he asked, what do you need? And I said, dog food and somebody that can fix the generator because it's so wet and there's not a battery. And they said they will come and drop the dog food. And we only received it yesterday via the river. But that was not in our vocabulary to say we're gonna evacuate. We can't leave the animals. We can't.
Sure, that's very brave.
So apart from dog food, I see there's quite a number of people from Phalaborwa in the area listening in. Apart from the dog food, what else do you guys need? And I know you also isolated. You can't get out, and nobody can really come in. What else can somebody maybe help you with in some way?
The thing is, the roads need to be fixed. That's not something anybody can help us with because everything is wet. The food and stuff, I've got inherited 4 birds because people immigrated. And I need bird food, I need cat food, but it's all things that's walkable through a river. The big things, the fences to keep all the animals safe. It's so overpowering. It's terrible. It's devastating.
Sure, Barbara, thank you. Please, Mona.
Can I maybe ask Tanya, while you guys are in town, I've also, you read everything in social media, and I think one of our other friends that went to school, this is Annette Janse van Rensburg, said something about there's no electricity, the water, there's no water or fresh water in town. Has that been fixed? Are you guys getting fresh water, electricity-wise?
Water and electricity.
Yeah, no, Marna, the situation in Phalaborwa, it's very, very bad. It's day 7 without water. The electricity comes on, it's maybe on for an hour, then it goes off. The schools have started. I feel so sorry for the children as well, to have to start your new academic year like this. But yeah, the biggest problem at the moment is water. There's literally no water, and it's day 7. So yeah.
And how would one send water to the town? Is the roads in and out town, are they usable? So if somebody out there can maybe get a truck and get water, we're asking, how are they going to get it there?
I know the roads was closed, but it is open at the moment. From Zanin is open.
But you have to go a long way or
Yeah,
another route.
it's a
to
different
get-
route to get actually to Phalaborwa, but it is open. The vehicles are coming through. Yes.
Okay.
Sure. I'd like to just go around the room and just ask each of the co-hosts, for comment or support. And I'm going to start with Glenn.
Sure. What do you say to that? As Russell said, we live in houses that we don't have any issues like that. I mean, we complain so easily about electricity and things like that and loss of water, but you don't fully realize what actually takes place out there. And my heart bleeds for you ladies and for your families. Besides prayer, how do you actually help? I think many of us can obviously provide in terms of the back of the buddy. We will certainly be doing that. For Barbara, if there's something like that that we can do for you as well, then please let us know. Make contact with Mana. We'll do whatever we can. But certainly we'll be praying for you. And just know that this might sound so glib, but there's a scripture that in Romans 8:28 that says, all things work together for good to those who love the Lord. And I have literally seen this take place. I've been through some devastating issues myself over the past several years, and I've seen how God turns things around. And I know that at this point in time, ladies, it looks impossible. But know that for God, all things are possible. And we'll continue to pray for you, ladies, and continue to pray for your families, and continue to trust that this will turn. That you'll look back over this and you will be glorifying God again. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Glenn. Let's go to Russell.
Yeah, I stand with Glenn and Marna. I don't have words. Simple. You hear about these things and you see it on television. But this is different. Excuse me. This is different because I'm looking at a screen and I'm seeing just 3 of many people. I've got my iPad next to me and I went and looked and I see that more than 100 people lost their lives in Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and South Africa. People have died because of a weather condition. And you hear these things and you read about it in the papers and you look at pictures. And even when you listen to an interview on TV, it's not the same as what we're experiencing here. What I'm experiencing here is, and we can't say firsthand because we weren't there with you guys going through this, but it's close. And I think it's it's times like this where you really do have to just take stock and just look around you and appreciate the things that are around you. My wife is sitting opposite me. She listens in Thursday mornings. And the opportunity that I still have my wife with me, where there's hundreds of people that have been affected by this and have lost lives and have lost families, and I would presume children and so forth. I don't know what to say. I feel like I want to say a lot, but I don't know what to say. So it means nothing to say that my heart goes out to you guys. And yes, please share the link to the Backer Buddy, David, on the group so that we can contribute. But that's just money. It's nothing. You know, I don't know. That's David. I'm just, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Russell. Wilhelm?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, David. You know, I'm here now in the Western Cape, here in Stellenbosch, and it's so dry here. On this side, it's dry. There's veld fires. People also lose everything on this side due to drought and fires and the heat. And one don't understand this. Why on the one side there's too much water, on the other side there's not enough water. And it won't help to ask that question. You know, it's exactly a month ago. I was driving on the highway, and suddenly my car slipped, and I end up with my car on its roof, and I faced sort of death in that moment. And I ask myself, why does that happen? You know, I often ask the question when I see cars turned over on the road, how is it possible that that can happen? Oh, it's a straight road. Well, I know it's possible. And in a split second, everything can change. And then that questions, you know, on the other side, when I shared my story and I got out of that accident only with a little cut on my hand, nothing actually happened to me. I was 100% fine. And when I share the story with other people, they tell me stories like my brother's son and his fiance died on the highway just last week due to an accident. So I just realized that we can't ask why. There's no answer of why things happen. And when it happens, we must just, like Jane said, put our faith in God, because it's now exactly a month later and everything turned for the better in my life. I got another car. I thought I will never be able to have another car, and things are better. But there was times at night when I couldn't sleep because I thought I must get I must solve the problem. And I can only say this: don't try to solve the problem too much. Put it in God's hands. He said it. He said, "Give it to me, and I will take that." And just trust in the Lord. And the moment when I did that, I could sleep and I was okay. And then it turned out well. So I actually can't wait for your story again, how this thing turned out and become a wonderful story. But talk about it. That's why I said at the beginning, I want to hear your story, because you need to talk to it. You know, some people mention here the emotional trauma that you go through is so difficult. Talk about that. Tell everybody about your story and how you felt and all these things. That's therapy, and it's important for you. And then look back and say, but what was the things that you had, not what you lost? Because if you focus on what you're losing, it's so tough. But think of the good times you had, and there will be better times again. I'm 100% sure. You know, God, as Glenn mentioned, all things work out for the better if we trust in the Lord. So just do that, and we will pray for you and think about you guys, and it will get better. It will. if you trust in the Lord. I promise you, I experience it myself. Just know the sun will shine again for sure. That's the nice thing about the seasons of life. The sun will shine again. So all the best. Sorry for talking so much, but I feel in my heart, and we will definitely pray for you guys. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Wilhelm. And yeah, so I was telling about Wilhelm's story. You know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you know, the thing is that you've gone through this experience. It's traumatic, but you've gone through it, and you are here to see the next day, and tomorrow will be better. So my blessings go out to you, my thoughts go out to you, and I see there's a huge amount of people who've commented. I've put some of the posts on. I'd really like to thank everybody who's actually commented, who's listened in, who's taken the time to actually just, you know, put their thoughts on, and I see they're just pouring in right now. So thank you so much for, you know, just being here, listening and supporting. And, you know, I'm going to post that banner up again. You know, if there is support, please just go along and quickly do that QR code there, and you can help. And, you know, Barbara, how can we help you? Because we don't have a QR code for you. How can we help you, Barbara?
I kind of think, Barbara, can we talk about that and see if we can do something for you guys? And then just add it on later.
Yes, definitely we can do that.
You can handle it, Marna. I'm just in survival mode. But I just want to add on, like, every night I am very anxious for going to sleep and wake up and the water already flooded us. So Sunday night there was a storm, and so we sleep in the flood, and I went to our house's back door where you can see the water rising, and I was on the top step, and it was millimeters before the water will get into the house again. And the feeling when I heard the storm, my tummy was turning like 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and it felt like a massive iron grip over my heart, because I know what's coming, and I stand on the top step. And I have to say this in Afrikaans because I don't know what it is in English. And I prayed and I said to God, Here God, as jy hierdie weer aan my doen, sal jy my knak. And the water stopped just there. Just there. And it went down. So maybe that was a sign for me to just pick up the next piece of wood and go and put it on the fence. Go forward, step by step. Yeah. But Mara,
Sure.
I think you can handle, if there's any help out there, just for the animals. Me and my husband will be okay.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Barbara, for that. I'm going to ask Tanya. Tanya, is there anything you would like to add or say in conclusion? You just need to unmute.
I just want to say thank you again for having us here this morning. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see what the road brings for us in the future. Hopefully there will be a Kambaku again. Yeah, Kambaku 3. We are praying for it. It's like I said, it was not just a home for my parents, it was a home for a lot of people out there who came there. So yeah, but thank you guys. Yeah, and it's not the way you fall, it's the way you get up. Because you can fail so many times, but get up.
Thank you for that. I think that's really
I
powerful.
think if I can say, the important part of getting up is to get up in faith. I think that makes the difference.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. We'll send help as we can. This video, there will be a video on YouTube, and I will put the YouTube links for you as well as for the listeners. Please go and comment and on the different platforms, on the Facebook, on LinkedIn, and so on. Reply to all those people that have taken the time to comment and to share their thoughts and their help. I see a lot of people. There's a gentleman called Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Susaris, Rita. Oh, there's so many people here. Rob Fowler, Stephanie, Suzette, Ramel, and so on. A lot of people who come on, and I really like to thank you. And Andrew saying, Tanya, please call me. So please call Andrew. I'm sure you know who that is. Otherwise, just his link is on the on Facebook. I saw that. So, guys, have a fantastic. What I could say is step up. How do you say get up? Get up in faith. Thank you so much. Oh, I see someone else sending something. There we are. Please send food collected to Phalaborwa stuff. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. And you take care. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to end the show. And I'm just asking everyone just to stay on. Don't go off. But thanks to our listeners. And we'll be here next week. Next week, we're actually going to be talking about cars. And we're going to be talking about the importance of, what's happening in the car industry, especially with all these new Chinese cars coming into the industry. It's going to be something quite interesting to listen to. And how it's affecting business and how it's affecting our pockets at the end of the day. So that's a little bit more about business, and but let's see where we can help those of you who are in Phalaborwa right now. Thank you so much. Take care and blessings to all of you. Bye for now.
Bye.
I have to find my mouse though.